Welcome to Shoes Off Talk, where we actually come in, take the shoes off, and get prepared for some uncomfortable conversation.
Real talk.
That's right.
Welcome to Shoes Off Talk. I'm Will Arvell.
I'm the guy, Tim McAfee.
Right. And I'm Floyd Ellis. All right. So make sure y'all recognize that I am Floyd Ellis. Let's do it.
Now kid preaching the preaching.
Floyd on the ones and twos.
You know what? Let's talk more about Floyd for a second, because this is a man of many hats.
Yes, it is.
Y'all need to talk about this.
Yes, we need to talk about you, because we didn't give you your flowers, man.
Yeah.
Congrats on your other radio
Exactly.
show as well. You know. So congrats on that. What is that you do over there?
It's more so it's the church radio station.
Mhm.
And then I just have a show on the higher praise music.
He said, "Wait, that's a small thing."
Yeah, what's the name of it again?
Higher praise.
And where can they go to listen to it?
You can go to the you can go to the website, Living Word Bible Church, or they can go to my Facebook page, Higher Praise Music. And from there,
You ready to hear the word, hear the good gospel music, all of it.
The music is going off. It's on point. I always try to stay current, and then on top of that, I'll do interviews as well. And, have some on YouTube.
That's what even more. We got to promote each other, man.
Man, there's not enough of that going on in today's society.
In Arizona, but you know.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Welcome back. Once again, the hottest topic going on right now, and you see it all over the city. The city's buzzing. It's the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is coming back to the valley. Exciting times right now.
Very much so, very much so. Your boy hasn't slept since January of 2022. So. I'm tired, boss.
Putting that grind in.
I'm tired, boss. But I'm so proud of the people that I've partnered with, people that are involved with these events, and even with life, man, we don't have hiccups, and I've got a great supporting group in my partner, Michelle Tucker, AC Caswell. You may be the strongest person in your groups and your circle, but that strong person always needs to be uplifted as well.
Right.
And I'm the first to admit that. I've had moments where they see me go haywire, and I've been blessed to have the kind of people around me that can reel me back in, because we're human, and I don't see anybody that's without fault, so I shouldn't see no stones being thrown. But man, we have a lot going on, man. We're honoring the part that I'm super excited about, man. We're honoring some of the local celebrities that have done amazing things in business, politics, sports, and that is in entertainment, and that is carried over into the community. So I'm really excited about honoring them and their accomplishments. It's just been an exciting time for us with this, and then the events themselves. We have some big names coming through. Rappers, all the rap snacks, and they're doing our Flavor Bowl for Sunday, which is basically the viewing party for Super Bowl. And any and everybody come out. We have a high impact show featuring Brand Stack, J. Crew, Failure Brand. My brand will be in it. We also have Alan Lazard, who's the starting wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. We have his brand as well. We have a couple other brands that are going to be featured, so the show is going to be off the list. And then we got Guy himself, Alton Nation Jr., number one model in the world right now. He's Fendi, Louis Vuitton,
And y'all have got
Chanel.
to be here.
Like you got to, and don't get me wrong. There's going to be star-studded events all around the valley. But my idea behind this was to bring in some names, but also cater to our local crowd that can't pay the outrageous prices that everybody else is gonna be charging. And some of those same people are gonna be coming through our list, so we never know who you're gonna see. We can't really publicize it because they have other commitments, and we wanna be respectful of that. But, whoever you've seen and heard about, they're gonna be on the rooftop. That's what's up.
You know, also, you know, while you're talking about like pricing and stuff like that, they say like not everybody's gonna be able to get to like every event. I just wanna throw out there, cause I did just find out about this, and I'm glad that they're doing it. Over at Margaret Camp Park, over in, downtown Phoenix, they're gonna have like a free event. Things that you can do, they have like the Super Bowl sign out there, so just in case they have a party to go to and they have like events going on. That'll be going on that weekend.
We definitely want to promote everybody's event, man, because, that's a very big week. We have waste management going on, Patel and the Bear Jackson.
Yeah, Barry Jackson too, all at the same time.
Two teams, be out here for Major League Baseball spring training, not to mention, snowbirds out here, so, it'll be a lot of stuff going on. Tap in with us, the podcast is gonna be more, as we get closer to the time, we'll have more information about other events as well. Like Lavelle said, man, we want to uplift and support and all of that, all of our fellow people in the community that have something going on. So tap in with us if you want us to make the announcements and go on.
Yeah. Even rapper Beads Jones in Chicago, he has a side hustle. He has a limousine service right there, and he's coming out here to give services to his, limousine. Like everybody's coming to the valley. Like, I know you mentioned it last week. Like there's so much money going to float in here right now.
I don't care if you got a lawnmower and you cut grass for a living. It's money to be made during that week, and if you're an entrepreneur and you're not taking advantage of that week, shame on you.
And people are renting out their apartments.
Look,
That's all around.
Man, you know, if I can get like 1,500 to 2,000 a night,
You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go stay in a hotel for a few
you
nights.
know?
shoot, I'm trying to get my place rented out, since we ain't having it though.
You're gonna be like 50 minutes away, but at least you're in the state.
Oh, yeah.
She was like,
She thought about it for like 0.35 seconds, and then it was out the door. But yeah, that's the other thing too, is with our events that we have going on, if you have if you have lodging, if you have car rental or service or any of those services, reach out to me, because we have a lot of high profile people that's coming in from all over the country. And of course, like with us, we're last minute. And so now I'm getting all the calls when I reached out to these people months ago, but oh yeah. Well, and the crazy thing is, it's bananas now. Imagine what it's gonna be like when the two teams are in. Oh. Yeah.
Get closer.
Prepare for that.
Get closer. You're gonna shout soon enough.
See what? After tomorrow?
Shoot. Monday makes 2 weeks exactly. Yeah.
It's there.
All right. What's up, Mr. Larvell?
Yeah, man.
Man, look.
I like that shirt you got on.
Man.
I got
yeah.
support.
Super Lux Rooftop Experience.
Make sure y'all there. I know I'm gonna be
Yeah,
there.
man.
Y'all wanna see me? Be doing interviews. Come talk to me.
Yeah.
Yes, we will be going live on set. The podcast will have wheels on it, so we will be on location. So look for it. Shoes off, talk.
Get it.
Get it?
Let's get it.
What we talking about? What's next? What's next?
So it's almost February. We're talking about the Super Bowl, but February is the time to look. Valentine's.
Ooh.
So you know what? We're not talking about Valentine's. We're gonna talk about the relationships. Preach, especially in the Black community, especially in this time and age. Because relationships these days, it's all about quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Right.
Fast is not. No one wants to make time anymore. No one wants to get the money, so no more communication.
You know what,
Social media, I blame social media.
It is, with the advent of social media, it's, what have you done for me lately? What's the newest and the greatest? The one thing that I dislike about social media is how we glamorize, situations we never really think about. So I love when people on there, so that you get an opportunity to see the backstory. You don't just glamorize the up here, you just see the rise to get up there. So speaking about relationships, man, I think it's the one common thing that has been a downfall in our community is communication. You don't have communication, you can't have anything. And I think that our expectations, a lot of times we put our expectations of ourselves on other people, which is unfair. I can expect the same thing from you that I expect from myself.
You won't know that unless you talk about it.
Yeah, you won't know that unless you talk about it. And like I said, that's the key, is just having that conversation, understand what the expectation is. Your job is not to get into a relationship and change things.
No,
You get into a
that
relationship.
is the worst thing.
Yeah, to get to know that person. And we're not made to fit right off the bat like a glove. Like, you're not,
Takes work.
it takes work.
Oh, yeah.
I'm of the adage, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I say this: relationships shouldn't be hard.
No.
Do they take work and communication? Yes, they are. And the better you communicate, the easier it is. I'm not saying it's easy. It should be easier.
Right.
And you can't have one person over here doing their own thing and this person over here doing their own thing. What makes us special as humans is that we all bring something different to the table. So there always could be a compromise. That doesn't mean that you agree, but it's always a compromise.
See, on that point, it's nothing like it. Now, when you're saying compromise, isn't one person compromise more than the other?
That's in every aspect of life. People say relationships are 50-50. That's a dang on lie.
Yeah.
Relationships
It really
are
is.
50-50 because it's gonna be 60-40 one day. It's gonna be 70-30 another day.
Right.
It's gonna be 90-10 one day.
Right.
It is never 50-50. It's
No.
not. But we have to understand that we're men of the household, and women, you gotta let us be that. That's an important thing too. You can't cut us off at the knees and not allow us to be us.
At least let us feel like we are.
And being a man is not equated to money and what kind of material possessions we have. It's our leadership.
Mm-hmm.
It's the intangible things that you can't put your hands on. And men, if you're gonna be head of household, learn how to lead.
And that's where it is, learning how to lead, be a leader. I mean, we tell our kids, don't follow your leader.
Yeah.
But how can they lead if they don't have that example?
You know, a lot of this is generation. You know, it started, the black household, the black family was strong. They got scared. You know, they did everything in their power to break up the family household.
We can look at that throughout history, what they've done to break up the house.
But it's the same thing now with relationships, because no one knows, they don't know what it looks like.
But, yes, the thing about it is, back then, there was crack men introduced to the community. And then the depression, and then recession, and black men in the urban communities, you know, like, okay, I need to go to a drug to make money to feed my family.
Right.
Now
That's what now the
the
new drug is social media.
Yep.
They learned that they figured out this algorithm of let me just continue to show this, and this, and it's gonna spark that interest. So social media is the new cocaine. And then
Everybody gotta get their likes, they gotta get their fix,
Right.
they gotta get their heart.
Every 2 minutes, they on their phone, going there on the social media.
Bro. You can't even have a decent nobody picks up the phone anymore.
Like when you go to a restaurant, let's say you do go on a date, you go to a restaurant, everybody's like this. You know, we're supposed to be locked in, talking, and you're like this. Like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a shame that when you do things, you know, the old, you know, things that we pick up the phone and say, hey man, I ain't want nothing, I'm just calling to check on you. And people know I do that on a regular. But you know what I have to do? I have to preface it by saying, hey, I don't want nothing, I'm just calling to check on you. Why should I have to do that? of ends is that we automatically want something. We don't do it enough for people to be used to people picking up the phone, calling to check on people. And then we get the news that they're gone, and now all of a sudden we want to boo-hoo and cry when, like you said at the beginning of the show, we haven't given them their flowers while they're living. And that needs to be enough of that. And to piggyback off of that, I think the reason why we have a lack of communication in family and relationships and all that is that we aren't valuing our time like we should. We can name off a million commodities, but there's only one commodity there because once it's gone, you can't ever get it back, and that's your time. Once we start valuing our time in relationships and businesses, we understand that we can't give it away. And it comes, there's no price for it. There's no price for it. So in relationships, get back to relationships, if we start valuing our time and understanding how precious time is, our view and our outlook on life and our perspective on things change. We understand that we can't just be jumping from person to person trying to find everything we want in 12 different people. Yeah, why not find the thing that's the most important in that one and build off of that?
But everybody's selfish these days. Everybody's selfish. Everybody's about themselves.
Yeah.
Going back to social media being a drug, and everybody, you can talk to now so many people outside of your, area code. Let's just say that. So you just feel like you can now, I can talk to this person, I can talk to this person, or then you get in a relationship, well, he's not giving me, or she is not giving me everything that I want. Then you go see it up, now you're back to social media, trying to figure out, your next move.
It's definitely a selfish attribute that we have as men, is that we just start valuing people. Yeah, man. And it's the simplest thing. And we learned this when we were kids. Treat people like you want to be treated. It's so simple.
But see, that's the thing. It's simple, but then that depending on that person, like we say, treat people like we want to be treated. But then at the same time, if we want to be treated horribly, then we want to treat them.
Yeah, that's something we need to let out.
I mean, which is true, yeah.
It is. A self-evaluation you have to do for you do of yourself and say, okay, am I ready for what I'm asking for? We have all of these specifics that we want in a person, but are you that person? And that goes back to what I just said about, hey, you can't put your expectations of you on somebody else and reverse that. I can't expect you to be somebody that I'm not. And then I got to take a step back and look at my life and say, okay, am I ready to receive what I'm asking for? Because I say this all the time. It's like, stop asking God for things that you can do for yourself. And it's just that plain. But then, too, be ready for what you're asking God for. If you can do a self-evaluation of your life and say, okay, I'm where I want to be financially, I'm physically and mentally, I'm where I want to be, or at least on a great road to that. I'm ready to ask somebody anything. I can tell you, sitting here telling you, when we first met, I told her from the jump, and we hadn't done anything, no sex, none of that. I told her, I said, I'm not at a point right now, and I understood the risk that I would lose her, but I just wasn't at a point that I was ready to get into a relationship. I wanted it to organically happen.
I was ready to say something about that. I hate to cut you right there. No, I'm literally going to say, I'm so glad you said that. Do not, for the love of God, get into relationships if you're not ready to be in a relationship.
But you gotta understand, man, we live in a day and age where we as we get older, we have timelines. We saw ourselves at certain positions in our life at certain ages.
Yeah.
And then especially with women, when they're not at that point in their life, at that age, it's like now it's a mad scramble. Let me find him. So what you start doing is you start going against your morals and your better judgment, and you start overlooking things that initially was important to you, and now they're not so important because you're not in love with the idea of being, you're not in love with being in a relationship. you're in love with the idea of being in a relationship. So therefore, you're not going to do the things that it's going to take to maintain a relationship. And that's just about being honest with yourself. Because you can't be honest with anybody else if you cannot be honest with yourself. It starts with you. If you can believe yourself, other people will believe.
I mean, that goes back to the kids, though. Let's go to the kids. I mean, elementary school, and they already having boyfriend, girlfriend kind of stuff. Or not even that, girlfriend, you know. So, that's another whole different topic. But at the same time, it's like, if we don't, as parents, if we don't get our kids to understand that, you know, a boy is gonna do this, they're like this. A girl's gonna do this, and they're like that. And just giving them the understanding of how to proceed when it comes to that point of getting into a relationship. Elementary school kids should not be having boyfriend girlfriend. That's my opinion. You know, I mean, you in elementary, you should not be having no boyfriend.
Wait, what grade are you talking about?
This is like elementary.
Okay.
First to eighth grade.
No, you know, I still believe in
Well,
childhood.
you
Look, you
a
girl, dude. You can say that, and I can't say it now because, you know, I asked God early, years ago, that God, I don't know if I'm ready to have no girls. So I have two amazing sons, TJ and Donnie, love you, but God said, hold on. These jokers had 3 girls. So I got all granddaughters. Yeah, the universe will get you. And man, these girls now, there they go on the wall over there. I love my grandchildren. But it starts in the home, bro. Kids are gonna do what they see. And when we as parents think these kids aren't paying attention, they're paying attention, and this stuff carries over into their teenage years, and then their adolescent years, teenage years, and then into adulthood. When they're around that stuff and they see it, whether it's good or bad, they think that that's how you show love. They think that's how the dynamics of a relationship should be. And so we as parents need to start being more mindful, even if that means get out of a relationship. And I'm gonna say another thing. Y'all let me know. Stop bringing everybody around your damn kids that ain't their dad.
That's true. That's real talk. That's real talk.
What?
You got the number one rule right there.
What?
Yeah.
That should be the number one rule.
Yeah.
Rule. How are you that comfortable with bringing men and women around your kids that you ain't put a ring on their finger, or at least serious?
Oh, that's Uncle John. Oh, that's
right. Yeah.
That's Mary. You know, that's.
And then you got your kids going back. Hey, that's my mom's boyfriend. And then next week it's somebody else, and it's somebody else. And kids are looking at that. They think that that's how you date. You date multiple people. You bring them around your loved ones.
But that's what I was talking about when I was talking about that generational thing.
Oh yeah.
That's really what I was conditioned when they see stuff like that.
Back in the day, you wouldn't even be allowed to go to nobody's house until you found out it was serious. I don't care if they got kids or not. You ain't coming to my house if we ain't at least a year in.
You know, my oldest, she's now preparing for her wedding.
You know, man.
And in a couple months in March, and they're supposed to be going. So now I was like thinking back how she was as a child, and she's always had that mindset. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to do what I need to do with myself at a point, and I'm manageable. And that's the way I raised her up, you know, to be independent. And I've always told her, you know, to lead, you know, to be that trendsetter, to be that person that people want to look at. So when she, you know, was going on, and then she got her boyfriend and stuff like that, and You know,
You doing like Mike Lowry?
somewhat. I did.
He should have had us come over. I'm saying. Come over.
But the thing was is that one thing that I put out there was, like I told him and anybody else, you know, yes, y'all are adults. Yes, y'all can, y'all do what you want to do. But at the same time, understand this. This woman right here is independent. So don't get to a point that it's not that she, going against you. It's just that she has that mindset of independence. She can do things on her own. And,
But that goes back to, when you talk about relationships, that's communication. He needs to understand that, she needs to understand that, vice versa, about each other. Like, well, I'm this way, I'm this way. As long as those two ways can gel and match together, it's all good.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. The most attractive thing about a man to a woman or a woman to a man is to make that other person feel like you don't need it. Because when a person knows that you're dependent on them, regardless of what it is, it's a natural instinct to feel like, okay, it needs me. So I don't have to be that person because they're dependent on me. And then a lot of times, if you get the right person, they start taking advantage of you because you need them. But if you start going into these situations with your own, I talk to young cats all the time, man, don't be dependent on nobody for your expenses. Like, always have a backup. Stop moving in with people, as soon as you meet them. Because it's a conversation away from them telling you to get out.
Yep.
It's a conversation away. I don't care if you stay with them and you got your own house. Always have your own stuff. Have your own car. Have your own money. Have your own house. You don't ever want to give nobody that kind of control where it puts you in a bind. And because what ends up happening is when you don't have your own, in your mind, you start putting up with stuff you normally wouldn't put up with because of your situation.
Fellas, stop taking that Xbox and those Nikes.
Oh, they get us with that. They get us with the Xbox and the PS4s, 5s, and 6s.
And then that's all you got is trying to bring to the relationship. Like, they tell you to get out, and it's like, you ain't got nothing but clothes on your back, your Xbox, and your Nike. Now you gotta go to your
now you're sitting in your car playing PS5 on your portable Bluetooth TV.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, we got so many grown ass men spending 5, 6, 7, 8 hours playing video games.
Oh,
bro, I ain't played video games since Atari and Asteroid.
Come on now.
Like,
Look, we were gonna go into that later, but I'm so glad that you brought that up.
Well, you bought the video. You bought the PS. It just triggered me.
Yeah. Because I remember we were gonna talk about this too, but being an adult playing video games, ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody has to have an outlet for something. So like what you're talking about, like
they turn it into a job.
Man, they just lock themselves in rooms 8 hours a day, just video gaming up, just take care of yourself. Take care of your responsibility.
That's the thing. Priorities are all messed up.
And that goes back to not only just the priorities, not only just taking care of your kids, it goes back to how you training them up. Because if they see you do that, they see you on the video game 5, 8 hours a day, then it's okay for them to be on the game 5, 8 hours a day.
Well, look what they're doing.
Relationships get messed up because of that too. Now that's like one of those you can't win, you can't lose type deal. Now I ain't in the streets, I'm in the house. So now I'm in the house on the video game too much.
It's everything in life, though, is about balance. It's about a healthy balance. I've been teaching boot camps and boot fitness for 15 plus years, and I don't believe in diet because people are passing diets around like they're peppermint. And the thing about diets is they're doing one diet for everybody. Everybody's body type is not the same.
Okay.
And I digress. But I say that to say, there's nothing wrong with anything as long as it's done in moderation.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell clients and stuff. I was like, look, you know the things that are just general things to cut out of what you eat. The sugars, the fast foods, the fried foods, the salt. Just if you lower that, you're good. You ain't gotta be on no specific diet unless you have specific goals. Life is about that balance. It's about their balance. And don't get me wrong, like we are making light of video games and all of this stuff, and with the graphics the way they are now, I can see how
Video games these
real
days.
life. Like I literally walked in on one of my guys playing a video game, and I sat down and didn't realize he was playing a video game. I thought it was a TV show.
Right.
So I get it, but we have to have a healthy balance and everything. And you see it when we go out to eat. Kids start acting up. What's the first thing parents do? Give them a phone or a tablet. Now your kid has no social skills. The days of kids going out, playing outside and all of that, it's starting to get back to that because COVID kind of opened everybody's eyes to where how quickly things can take a turn. And I think people are starting to realize more, hey, let's get out, because it's different when you choose not to do something than when somebody tells you you can't do something. It's different. And then you start having these people talking about, hey, these people are messing with my civil liberties and all these different things. So I think people are starting to value the ability to get out and do things more than they have since COVID. And so that's a lovely thing. That's why you see so many people out and about exercising and walking and doing different things because they know how quickly these things can take time.
That's what I was saying last week. 2022 is the year of we outside. We outside. Everybody's gonna be outside.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, it was so crazy last year that when you talk about going outside, I mean travel picked up tremendously. I mean it was like everybody just flood rushed to the airport.
I've been seeing on Facebook, on social media, all these females, road trip or, get your passport. They were everywhere.
I've never seen so many people, especially people I know.
That's good though.
Taking
Everywhere.
so many trips out of country and doing different things. So I say it all the time, man. I'm a military brat and I was military. I've lived in 30 to 50 states, including Puerto Rico. I've traveled all over Europe, and best education that I ever got. I went to high school and college and all of that. The life experiences in the South. Like, there's no better education than to go and see something for yourself. You can read it in a book, you can see it on TV. But until you get that face-to-face experience with some of these extravagant, amazing things in this world, to meet other cultures, understand how they think, how they eat, how they just live life. It's amazing things, bro. And what's so crazy is, man, every time we travel and go out of the country, I come back to America, negative as hell. Bro, honestly.
No, that's real though. I got that.
I come back negative because I've had stomach issues forever. I go to the European countries, man, and I can go over there and eat whatever I want to eat and not have any effect on me health-wise at all. I come back here, I look at food when we get sick. And then our mentality is that we think that we're so free over here because we watch other people, that their movements are watched and all of this stuff is calculated and this and that. It's like, no, we're not free. We have liberty. Freedom and liberty is two different things, bro. We're at liberty to do certain things as long as the people say that it's okay for us to do it. That's not free. And I would rather live in a country where I know it's like that, where I know what I can and can't do, socially, religious. It's in your face. And it's no different than what we tell other people. I would rather you tell me you don't like me than me having to be on guard wondering if you like me or not. And we live in a country where we're wondering if they like us or not. Because we get all these subliminal messages through social media and all these different things. And we have this idea that we're free, and we're not. We have liberty. We have liberty. And so I would rather live like that in other countries, and make sure that we have those things.
Yeah, You know, that's real. But,
Yes, yeah, we got y'all excuse the background sound effects. We the pitter patter of little feet, no. We're gonna get it, dialed in.
But it's live. We're live.
Yeah, we're live, and we keep it at 100.
And everybody loves
Yeah,
our ratings.
that's our first baby. Tiffany's taking them out, so yeah, you're gonna hear some things. You might hear a fart every now and then or something.
Hey.
Keep it 100 on here.
no, but when you're talking about like Europe and all that, I remember when I went to England, right? And so out there, I was like, oh God, whole different environment. And then the food, I went to a little restaurant, right? And I ate. It wasn't like heavy on me. It was light.
Exactly. And look, the conspiracy theorist to me is gonna say that over here in the United States, ain't no telling what they put in these foods. You go outside the United States, it's more regulated.
Oh, yeah.
For what they like.
80 to 90% of our food is illegal anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
Everywhere else our food. And people ask me, hey, well, what should I eat? I said, if you can't pronounce it or spell it, don't eat it.
Right. I mean, because you look at it, there's people who travel back home, bringing food from here, going back home, and they get stopped.
The easiest way to do that is, I tell people, if you want to eat ethnic food, that's good food, or Mexican food. If you want to eat Thai food, go to a Thai food store. Go to these ethnic stores that carry these foods instead of going trying to find ethnic food. That food has been treated and tampered with. It's been made to sit on the shelf for 32 years. So we just got to be mindful. But the thing about it is, it's all convenient. We do what's convenient. That's why Amazon is making billions and billions of dollars same year a day. Is because it's easier for us to point and click and have it sent directly to the house. And if you have time, you can get it same day.
Right, that's what I was about to say.
Then to go to Best Buy or any of these stores and buy it, and it could be a sale on it.
Oh.
We love convenience. Bro.
This is also why I hate the fact that there's beef between, well, I'm saying beef, between meat eaters and vegans, right? Because there's a war like, I don't want to talk to you because you eat meat or you know, one thing is, goes back to what they put in our food. We could be eating meat or we could be eating plants. You don't know what kind of chemicals they are putting on this food. So either way, it's all going to mess us up.
Yeah. You just have to get familiar with your body and what your body type is and what your body can digest. Like we can't all eat the same thing. We're all built different. Genetically, we're built different. We've been predisposed to certain things that don't, you know, whether you grew up in Africa or different places, you've been exposed to, you know, different things that won't let your body eat something. Because you grew up, you know, try to be vegan for 3 weeks and then try to eat meat. Your body is gonna be like, hold on.
Yeah, because I did that for a whole year. Don't get me wrong, the first week was horrible for me. But I did it for the whole year. I did it, and as soon as I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to eating meat because I was craving it. So, but what I did, as soon as I said that, my stomach was like, It started hurting. It started to be nausea and all that stuff. It was just like, it was like meat.
Yeah.
It was like, you know. But then I was like, well, let me just take it slow. So I had to eat my favorite meat of the world, is roast. So I got a little bit of that. Still have to have my mama cook that.
Oh, and you know what? You say that, and that's another important thing is like, you can't just be eating anybody's cooking.
Oh, well.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, no, you can't, for taste reasons, for ingredients reasons, and.
The fact that they may have a cat on their counter.
Exactly. Man, you know,
yes!
You don't know what the people's house.
No, that's real.
Everybody's cooking.
That's real because it's like
Start with a potluck.
people be like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this. Every time it's so good and everything like that." But then once they be talking about their cats and all that stuff, I like you can go ahead and keep that. You know,
But you remember that
episode, and I know I'm about to date myself. A good time.
Good time.
Remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was an episode where one of the neighbors, they did a potluck that, you know,
I do remember that.
and the lady had some kind of meat, I think it was meatloaf, and they was ranting and raving over that meatloaf and this and that and this and that, and somehow somebody asked, like, look, we need the recipe to that. And it's like, it's amazing. You know, they was asking for leftovers and can you make me some? The lady was feeding them. You find out the lady was feeding cats. That's what she was making her meatloaf out of.
Hey, that's that special recipe.
That's
special
Oh,
recipe.
my goodness. Eating everybody's cooking.
But while we're talking on the subject about, you know, healthy eating, you know, before we got a few minutes before we get out of here, I just want to say, because, you know, the effect of me is black men, especially as men. Check your health.
Yes,
Go to the doctor.
yes, yes.
You know,
I know it's a fear.
we gotta go. Because I had a friend that used to be a friend, I thought was a friend, used to be pushing me. Like, you need to go, you know, check it out. And even though we're not friends anymore, I still went. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to check on because unfortunately I did lose two really good friends, like, back to back. Same thing, heart attack, high blood pressure. And it's spooky. So I finally went to the hospital. And guess what? High cholesterol, pre-diabetes, prostate. All the ingredients of a black man's issues.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but if I hadn't went, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have checked. So, you gotta check.
And we understand, we have that fear, you know, of knowing. Some people have a fear of not knowing, but we, when it comes to our health, we have a fear of knowing.
I feel like an old man now. You know, I got those, you know how you got the pills with the days of the week? They got me on like so much medication now. Like my dad, I had called my dad to tell him, like, you know, what's happening with, you know, doctor's visits and everything. And he was like, man, so, you know, I got a present for you. I was like, what you getting me? He was like, I got you a pill case for the days of the week. I'm like, oh my God.
But but we our ethnicity, we automatically are, like you said, predisposed to a lot of things, and diabetes,
high blood pressure, high cholesterol,
and it's
prostate.
like you said, it's in the food we eat. You know, you put hot sauce and salt on everything easy, and that's how we grew up. But it's a different day and age with the food that we eat. It's not the same food that we ate back then. But back then, the food we ate wasn't treated with all this. Now, that food is called organic.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with a bigger price tag on it.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's gonna cost more.
Bro,
It costs more to eat healthy.
our country is really not a country, it's a corporation. Our corporations have figured out that as long as they can monetize anything, then they're going to put a healthy price tag on it. It's supply and demand, but it's just some things, you go to these other countries where healthcare is free and everything is out in the open, the labels and all of that. They're just up front in your face. And I always say this, you never want to take somebody to this. And I just feel like our corporation we live in constantly takes our ability to make a decision about what we away from by, hiding things and flipping things and such. Find out, like, what do I do wrong? But, yeah, we definitely need to start taking better care of ourselves in the black community. And go get a checkup. We spend money on everything else.
Because we're losing too many of us.
Yeah.
Whether it's due to police brutality, whether it's due to gang violence, or whether it's due to just health.
We gotta take better care of ourselves, because let's keep on outside this watching it. And we talk about this what is it called when they're trying to downsize the population? Population control.
Population.
But, we're doing that ourselves, and we're taking care of ourselves. And these people are sitting on the outside being like, look, they know how to do that. We'll let them do that. So,
Man, the conspiracy theories, we just scream for a second, you start talking about the depopulation.
Right,
Because too many people on this planet right now.
Yeah,
I've been saying this for a long
right,
time.
because look at it, back then, how it was way back then, when they said, okay, now, just to let them shoot themselves.
Mhm.
You know, they don't kill themselves like that. Now, in the different turn of it, it's somewhat the same, but then they're sticking to the food. You know,
they know what we eat.
You know.
They know what we like.
so they gonna kill themselves.
We just gotta be, we're smarter than that, man. We have to be, like you said, it's generational stuff. And we need to educate our young people on using drones and making them real. And I'm gonna touch on this because this is the subject we're gonna talk about next episode, which is tune in every Saturday at noon, Shoes Off Talk. I want to do this as a segue. Next week we'll be talking about Black history and education being taken out of school. Ooh.
Okay.
Y'all tune in.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about what's going on at HBCUs, and all of that. So stay tuned every Saturday at noon. Shoes Off Talk. We in here. You liable to hear anything, right? This is uncut.
We done went from relationships, health, all over the board.
Look, man,
Video games.
Look, this ain't, I'm just saying this is not pre-scripted, it's unedited, it's uncut. That's why we tell you, when you are on our podcast, take your shoes off, get comfortable, because we're about to have some uncomfortable conversations.
Look, I know we gotta get out of here, but I want to go get some facts right quick. Because I love that subject about the depopulation. This is what's been happening. Whether it's killing, health, it's all programmed, right? Just 100 years ago, there was less than 2 billion people on this planet. Just 100 years ago. Within 100 years, we're at over 8 billion people on this planet. There is a lot of people. This is why they're building spaceships, trying to build bars, trying to build stuff on.
He already going into the next. We gotta put it straight.
Man, I told you that conspiracy theorist in me, man.
And I love the word conspiracy theory because people have made it such a negative thing. Which our country, our world was founded on conspiracy theories. Like, who would have thought 25 years ago we'd have a self-driving vehicle? If you would have said that 25 years ago, people were like, "You crazy."
We like
flying vehicles.
Now we have motorcycles in Dubai. Their police ride on motorcycles that fly.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And so when people say conspiracy theories, the first thing they think of is, you're out of. But do you understand? If you think it, it can be done.
Yep.
You're not the first person to think
Yep.
this. So when we start using the negative connotation toward conspiracy theory, we kind of pigeonhole ourselves, and then you close yourself off to the possibilities of what can be and what is to be.
Right.
So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned next week, every Saturday noon, Shoes Off Talk. Take your shoes off. You ain't even got to be in the studio. If you listen to us, take your shoes off and get comfortable, because 9 times out of 10, we're going to be talking about something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you guys. Instagram, Facebook. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Message us. If you want us to talk about some things, or if you want us to elaborate more on some topics that you heard on the show, let us know. New topics. And if you disagree with anything that we said, also chime in. We're open for debate. This is to educate and inform. And that's not saying that we know everything and we're informed about everything. So we are more than happy to listen to your information that you may have for us, so we can do that. So, yeah.
Help me help you.
Exactly.
Help me help you.
Give us your feedback. Send us some stuff. We want all the smoke. All the smoke.
All of it.
If you have any questions about Super Bowl events, hit me up. Facebook, Instagram, some of y'all have my